You know, it really hurts when people do mean things to me that I would never do to them, no matter how much I hated them. It really hurts when people make hateful videos about me, even if I don't know that they exist, because it's simply something I would not do to them or have ever done. The only time I make videos about certain people is, when exposing them for theft, or when I did the Hall of Shame, which I haven't been comfortable doing because a long time ago my armor was broken down and I don't feel as strong enough. It really hurts when somebody steals a character of mine, makes little changes, and calls it theirs, and then says my character is shitty. I think the character is fine for the role she played. A lot of people liked her. If you don't like her, if you think a character is shitty, whether it's mine or someone else's, you keep it to yourself. I'm not going to say your character is shitty. Even if I think it's the worst character in the world, I'm going to keep that to myself. Because it hurts people's feelings. If I'm gonna, throw the first punch, then it's because you show interest in things that are legitimately wrong, like rape and homophobia and transphobia. It really hurts when people write blogs about how much they hate me, even if I don't read them, but sometimes I come across them by accident. It really hurts when somebody calls me vile and disgusting, when the only vile and disgusting things I've done were the things that I admitted to doing when I was younger in my confessions no one asked for. It really hurts when no one considers that I also have feelings. And doesn't even care about hurting them when I've done nothing to them. I hear you, kitty. Because most people hate me because they did something wrong to me, and I defended myself, and I blocked them. You would think that that would be the end of it, because it's the end of it for me. But I mean, it's like they're obsessed with me, and if they weren't obsessed with me, then they'd prove it by, for one, leaving me alone, and for two, pretending that I don't exist. Just forget about me. I'm not important to you. Why would you pay attention to something you hate? And I can't hide that it hurts me. And it hurts when people accuse me of doing things that I have never done. Like, the person who stole my character said something like, "I'm not going to fall for your suicide batting." Now, this person is really dumb, and they were kind of hard to understand because of all their typos and spelling errors and stuff. I assume that she meant baiting. For one, I don't know what suicide baiting is. It makes me think of like Monica telling Sayori to kill herself. That's what it feels like it means. But me mentioning that I feel suicidal, me mentioning that I'm depressed isn't supposed to be some kind of baiting or whatever you think it is. It's me being fucking honest and trying to get you to understand that I can't take this. I don't know why people still think that I have ill intentions when I've said so many times what my intentions are. And I've said so many times that I don't want sympathy or pity. All I want is understanding. For you to go, okay, well, this person is fragile, doesn't need to be harassed, and frankly, I don't need to waste my time. It's like she's talking with me. I don't need to waste my time giving this person negative attention because they don't need it, so I'm going to leave them alone. I don't know why anybody would call me vile and disgusting nowadays, because I haven't done anything. I've learned from past mistakes. Obviously, when I made a lot of those mistakes, it was because I was a child and I didn't know any better. I mean, if you knew the person who raised me, and I know I've talked about her a lot, but if you actually saw it, you'd understand. And I've grown a lot. I have a lot more experience in life. No, I'm not the most mature person in the world. Even though I don't understand why society has a lock on maturity, because for one, it just depends from person to person. There's no, as far as I'm concerned, there is no benchmark for maturity. But it's something I can't help. I'm sorry. I'm ill, and my family was shit, and I'm sorry for existing. I want to kill myself. You guys don't understand how much I want to. I know you're trying to get me to. But I have a family, and I have things I haven't experienced yet, like getting married, and I don't want to die. But you guys are making it really, really hard, because all you do is seek me out. And yeah, I can just not reply and block you. What are you doing, cat? You're not supposed to be up there. What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Nap time. She jumped on the table. She's never done that before. But like I said in my last LAR, I said, I'm not going to seek you out. I'm not going to go to your Twitter and bully you unprovoked. I'm not going to go track down your characters and say they're shitty, even if I don't think so. Or even if I think so. I'm not going to do the things to you that you do to me. I want to defend myself. So it's really hard for me to ignore your comments And even if I do not reply and just block you, that doesn't change the fact that it still hurts. And these things linger in my mind for as long as it takes to forget them. If I forget them, it depends on how severe they are. And I'm just sick and tired of people spreading lies about me. Like yesterday, somebody left a comment on my Twitter and said, "I hear you're transphobic. Does that mean you believe that non-binary don't exist either?" They attacked me as if they thought I was actually transphobic just because somebody lied and said I was, instead of coming and civilly asking me if it's true or not. Okay, if I was transphobic, yeah, I would deserve the hate. But I'm far from. And no, I don't think non-binary people don't exist. Obviously they do. I've never met one in person or talk to somebody online, but there's I believe Allie from College Humor is non-binary because they all refer to, I'm going to say her for a second, as them. They are a them. Their pronoun isn't her, but I said that for a better understanding, because otherwise it would have sounded like when I said them, then it would have sounded like that I was talking about people like Allie's coworkers and stuff. I watched a short documentary thing on YouTube about a non-binary person who was ostracized for not wanting children because they were born a female. And so they got a hysterectomy, which is actually unfairly dangerous to us females. Whereas a vasectomy, you just, get it and woohoo. And, females are ostracized for not wanting children. I mean, it's, kind of our choice. Some of us don't want little devils running around in our house. Some of us aren't fit to be mothers. And some of us aren't women. I'm a woman. But there are plenty of females out there who are men. There are plenty of females out there who are neither man nor woman, which is called non-binary. And there was a list of people, I don't remember the subject, but there was a non-binary male whose pronoun is referred to not him, her, or them, but it. So some people want to be referred to as it, which is fine, okay? Obviously they exist. They're out there, alright? I don't understand. And not only that, okay? Not only that, but how could I be transphobic and not believe that non-binary people exist if I'm pansexual? Pansexual is different than bisexual, because bisexual means that you're sexually attracted to both males and females. Pansexual means that you're attracted, basically, sexually attracted to anybody. We're not limited to male, female, man, woman, binary, any kind of other gender identities. We're not limited to who we can fall in love with. But for me personally, it's falling in love with somebody isn't relied on their genitalia or anything like that. If I were to have fallen in love with, say, an intersex person, somebody who has both, a penis and a vagina, or a penis and breasts, or if I were to have fallen in love with a trans woman or man who was pre-op, it wouldn't matter because I fell in love with them. And their body does not restrict love. So I believe that's also called panromantic. And this person who accused me of being transphobic, for one, didn't listen to me when I told them I wasn't. And when I told them I was pansexual, they're like, I take offense to that because I'm panromantic and you are not pansexual. Yes, I am, by definition. I actually just said that gender identity and sex don't matter to me. So I don't understand how I can say something and then somebody contradicts me as if what I said wasn't true. It doesn't make any sense to me. And this person said that they were a trans man, which means that he was born a female. He was born a female just like I was. But the thing is, if you're a trans man, this is why I hate the term transgender, because our society should be at a point where it doesn't matter if you're transgender. What matters is what you identify with. If you're a man, no matter what parts you were born with, if you are a man, you're a man. Don't say trans man anymore. I wish we didn't have to say that, because you are a man. You were born a female. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Even pre-op, even if you still have your period, you're a man. Because there's a lot of cis women who don't have a period, and I hate that having a period or being able to have babies is like the requirement of being a woman, because there's a lot of cis women who can't have children either. And if you were born a male and you are you identify as a woman, then you're a woman. Why is that so difficult for people to understand? I have plenty of trans fans, and I wish we were at a point where it didn't matter, where you didn't have to specify that you're trans, because that's not important. What's important is who you are. No one chooses to be born in the wrong body. No one. I mean, I was born a female and I identify as a woman. I always have. I've never questioned my gender. But I know that coming out was the scariest thing that has ever happened to me. And I came out as bisexual when I was 16 because I did not know that anything else existed. I was young, things weren't quite as progressive back then. I didn't even know there was a such thing as transgender. And then, I think when I was around 20, a friend of mine at the time said she was pansexual, so I inquired, what is pansexual? And she told me, and for a while, I didn't really think much of it, but then a few years after, I had a dream that I had fallen in love with an intersex woman. So she had a penis, and she identified as a woman, but she was just intersex. I didn't have a problem with it. And I've had more dreams like that, and I've never had a problem with it. So after I woke up after that first dream, I was like, would I actually care? And I decided, no, I wouldn't care. So I'm pansexual. I mean, I was already attracted to women. And I knew I was attracted to women before I came out. And that was also scary because I was raised homophobic. But I was lucky that I had been adopted by my grandmother. I didn't tell her that I had come out until I mentioned it to a social worker when I was 18 or something, because I was just, I turned 18 and I was getting out of custody, I was legally an adult and I was, getting help getting on my feet, which wasn't enough help. But, my grandmother is incredibly open. She is either an atheist or agnostic, and she's very liberal. And actually, she's the one who told me that I shouldn't be homophobic, because I was staying with her one summer, and I was still under the conditioning, and I had made a disgusting remark about a gay couple, and she just went on me. She was just no hesitation. And I kind of loosened up at that, but I still hadn't really gotten out of it. And a lot of people, let's face it, a lot of people are homophobic because they're in the closet. And I think that was one of my main problems, not just my upbringing, but the fact that I had attraction to women, and I did look where I felt like I shouldn't be looking. And a girl asked me out once, and I got freaked out, and I honestly thought that she was joking until she looked disappointed and said, "Why?" And thinking about that really hurts. I mean, I didn't know her that well, so I probably wouldn't have gone out with her anyway. But I was in middle school during that time, and when I got to high school, I opened up a lot because now I was meeting openly gay people. Now I was understanding. Now I was knowing that it was wrong, that to think poorly of them, to think that they're any different. And then I came out. And it was so scary because I had fallen in love with my best friend, who was a girl. And it was terrifying. I cried night after night. It was hard for me to get sleep. I didn't want to look at my friend in the eye. And just a bunch of other shit happened. A bunch of shit happened with choir, and my choir teacher said that I shouldn't room with my best friend like we had planned because I had come out. And like I was gonna rape her or something, which would never be my intention with anybody. And I felt so sick to my stomach that I cried, and I threw up, and I felt abnormal. And I hear about people, if they're not straight and if they're not cisgender, about them and their family rejecting them, their parents disowning them. I was one of the lucky ones. To think that your own blood relatives can't support you because you're not straight, because you're not cisgender, because you don't want children, no matter what gender you are, or what sex you are, no matter what. That hurts me because, I don't understand it by experience, but that hurts me because I think of what could have happened if I were in that situation. And it's not okay. There's no reason for anybody to think that I'm transphobic, because I am incredibly open-minded. There are things that I'm still ignorant to. I'm sorry, I'm a 90s kid. There are things that I'm still learning about. It's not because I don't accept you. And it's not just accepting you, because accepting is not, it can be taken in a negative connotation as well. Like the word tolerate. Like, if you're sent to a tolerance camp, you're not being taught that it's okay just saying, no matter what you think, just put up with it. And that's not okay either. I not only accept these things, I support them, and I know that they're normal. Just because people have been forced to hide themselves and to pretend that they're someone or something that they're not, it doesn't mean that it hasn't always been normal. It doesn't mean that there weren't transgender people in, the 20s or the 1800s or even before then. Because just because you haven't heard of it or just because you haven't learned about it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So, and saying that I'm not pansexual is kind of hilarious. It's like telling George Takei that he's not gay, which he is. He's very gay. You can't just go up to somebody and say they're not their sexuality. That's horrible. That's harmful. That is, calling me transphobic and saying and questioning my sexuality, which I am firmly planted in, that's so hurtful. That's harmful. That is, you're being as bad as anybody who doesn't support their child or their family member for being anything but straight, for being anything but cisgender. It's just as bad as saying that gender and sex are the same thing and there's not more than two genders. You just don't say that to people. You don't question that when there's literally no evidence. And if you hear somebody say, this person is transphobic, you don't go and attack them. You go and ask them. You ask them questions, civilly. And whether it's me or someone else, if you hear rumors, don't just believe them. Go talk to the person to understand them. It's really hurtful when people just decide they hate me when they have no idea who I am, but they only hear about me. And the people who are talking about me hate me because they did something wrong. So obviously, you're not bothering them, are you? Where'd you go? Obviously are going to stretch the truth. They're going to lie, and they're going to blow things out of proportion and fit things to their narrative to make it look like they did nothing wrong. And you know what? That really hurts. And I wish that people would just be civil. If you can't be civil towards somebody, don't talk to them. If you hate somebody, don't talk to them. Don't comment to them. Don't insult them. I don't understand what makes you want to insult somebody when they have never done anything to you. If they truly are homophobic, sexist, racist, transphobic, what have you, if they truly are a bad person, then yeah, they deserve it. But I'm not. I'm not a bad person. I am a human being with faults. I am a human being with mental illness. I am a human being who was crafted by her environment and upbringing, so I'm sorry that I'm a sociopath. I can't fix it. But at least I'm not a psychopath, because if I were a psychopath, I'd be doing the things that you guys are doing to me. And I would be hurting you without being provoked, for no reason. I would target you, I would stalk you, I'd be obsessed with you, and I would hate on you all the time, and I want to make you feel like shit. But doing those things doesn't make me feel good. I don't have time for it. But if you steal something from me, you know who you are. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out. I'm going to expose you. I said in my LAR for people, for my fans, to not go after my haters, etc. When I expose you for stealing something or doing something wrong, it's to show people that you did it. If you stole it, it's to show people, watch out for this. If it's, if it's there, report it, blah, blah, blah. And for you stealing my character, it's to show people that your character has been taken from me, so for them not to trust you. Because I expose people who do me wrong, especially if they have taken my intellectual property and called it their own. I mean, you could have just admitted that you took it. And I know you did, no matter how much you lie. Because people have shown me screenshots of certain conversations. And the fact that you stole her makes me think that no, you don't think she's a shitty character. You think she's pretty. And you made a couple of design changes. Whoop-de-doo. I could do that too, to any character. Like, I could take Pinkie Pie and make a couple changes and call her Sugar Fluff and be like, sorry Hasbro, this is my OC now. It's not right. It's not right to steal a character, and the fact that you are so aggressive about it, I don't get it. If you were inspired by my character, that's different, and you could say that you were inspired, and you could give me credit for the character you were inspired for, and it sucks because your art, and I already told you this, your art is so good. It's cute, and your art is original. The certain character we are talking about is not original, it's mine. Her personality may be original, but her design is not, and you know it. And I feel that it's sad that an artist lacks imagination enough to design your own character. But I've seen your art. It's great. It's cute. It's cartoony in a way that I haven't seen before. It's too good to be yours. And I'm not saying you stole it all, because I'm not. I'm saying that you are toxic, and I feel like horrible people should not be allowed to have talents. And I think that your personality needs to be worked on, because you are not a nice person. You are very mean. You are very cruel. And the fact that you would do these things to steal a character, attack me and insult me and call me stupid and say that I'm not an artist, you are not a nice person. You are not a good person. A nice, good person wouldn't have stolen in the first place. A nice, good person wouldn't spread lies about me or anybody else. A nice, good person wouldn't go attack them and wouldn't hate them without even getting to know them, and wouldn't still be hostile when somebody is trying to speak to you civilly. Because I did try that at the tail end, but you're a lost cause. You act like I did when I was 14. So I hope to God that you are 14. And I hope to God that you grow up and learn. There's nothing I can do about you stealing my character, unfortunately. But she's not your OC. You need to design your own characters. It's really not that hard. I get inspiration from things all the time. You know, and I did a quick sketch of a character that I call Olive, who is obviously heavily inspired by Mabel from Gravity Falls, and I said that. So, why is it so hard for you to be honest? Being honest is the easiest thing in the world. Being civil is easy. But if you treat me like shit, I'm not going to be civil toward you. Why would I? You can't punch me in the face and expect me to just accept it. You need to be good people, all of you. Anybody who hates me, prove that you don't, prove that you're not in love with me, and ignore me and leave me alone. I know my last LAR was almost 4 hours, but I sincerely think that my haters need to listen to it. And you know, I have people who disagree with me. I have people who are civil about disagreeing with me. I don't have a problem with people disagreeing with me. I have a problem with people insulting me about disagreements and about my opinion. It doesn't matter if you disagree with some of the things that I think, some of my opinions, all of my opinions. All you have to do is be civil. I don't like feeling like shit. I don't like crying. It gives me a headache. It makes me thirsty. And I have like this problem with too much mucus production. Like when I eat, I get full of mucus and it's just disgusting and it's hard to get out. So, I mean, yeah, you could call me disgusting in that point, but every human being is disgusting. So, you know, we sweat and we piss and we shit and we have mucus and we end up smelling if we don't, take a shower and shit. We're disgusting. But as bad as my personality is, there are a lot of things that I've changed about myself from the past. There are a lot of things that I am working on, but I am nowhere near vile. Nowhere near vile. So, I mean, I guess if I'm vile, then, rapists and people like Hitler, they must be, like words that I can't even think of that's stronger than vile. I've never molested anybody. I've obviously never raped anybody. I did have some homophobic moments. Like I said, I was raised that way, and I'm sorry, and I'm not like that anymore. I've never done drugs. I've literally had 2 sips of alcohol in my life, one that I spit out. I don't smoke. I stayed on top of grades in school as much as I could. I graduated, something that neither of my parents did. I went to college, something neither of my parents did. I've been in a very wonderful relationship with a wonderful man for 10 years. Our anniversary was on September 7th. And as soon as we can get to the courthouse, whenever they open up for, because the pandemic ruined everything, we're going to get married. And we have a family. We have 2 sons and a daughter. And that, I don't know which son of mine is munching right now, and I don't know where my daughter went, so, and we take great care of our family. We take great care of each other. I do wish there was more that I could do for Michael. I still try to keep in contact with my best friend, even though she doesn't live in the same state with me, and I miss her god-awfully. I'm nice to people who, have never shown any reason to not be nice to. And people can vouch for that. If you're civil with me, I'm going to be civil with you back. If you're nice to me, I'm going to be nice to you too. Alright? It's not that hard. It's not that hard of a concept. I can be the sweetest person that you will ever meet. I am loyal, and I love hard. Unfortunately, I also rage hard. But I'm not, if I'm on my medication, and let me give that disclaimer, as long as I'm on my medication, which I have been, there was only one day that I didn't take it, and I learned from that pretty harshly. As long as I'm on my medication, I'm not going to just, I'm not gonna, you, because I'm in my right mind. Unfortunately, there's my daughter. Hi, sweetie. Where did you go? Unfortunately, I am a monster without my medication, which is why I created Annatear, to represent that. And I don't like myself when I'm on medication. No one likes me when I'm off medication. Did I say on medication? I meant off. Stupid Freudian slips. So, this video has gone a lot longer than I wanted it to. I wanted it to be short enough to keep haters' attention to listen to it. But I guess my bottle was filling up pretty quickly, too. But I've told my fans millions of times, if you hear a rumor about me, please don't just accept it as true. Please just ask me. You know I'm not going to lie to you. You know that even if you were the worst person in the world, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see any reason for lying unless it was absolutely necessary to protect somebody's life. And even then, I would try to make it so that what I say is the god-awful truth. Like if somebody goes, where is blah blah blah, and I go, that's none of your business, instead of saying, well, they're over there, you know, they're in that state over there, when really you're in this state over here. You know, I'm going to be honest if ever I can help it. And I have been. I already explained in my last lore that the only time I haven't been honest is if I'm in a picking or a pulling session in the bathroom, but it's so obvious to know that I was lying, because when Michael would knock on the door and go, are you okay? I'd be like, yes, I'm fine. And that's when he knows that I'm stuck in an episode and he needs to pull me out. If I say, I'm fine, I'm just going to the bathroom, then he knows that I'm indeed actually fine and just going to the bathroom. But I've been trying my hardest to, for one, stop having episodes, and for two, actually saying to him, no, I'm not fine, I need help. Which I did the last time I was stuck. So, when he was home. My episodes have increased due to people stressing me out. And I thought it was over. I thought after I, did the thing with my decision about muffins and, my last lore, even if people didn't listen to it, I thought it was over. I thought I stopped people. But the only reason I can think of that you guys attack me when I wouldn't do the same to you, when I haven't done the same to you, is that you're psychopaths. You have absolutely no empathy, which is different than a sociopath, because we do have empathy for certain people. I don't understand you. And I am begging you, as a human being, to stop obsessing over me, to stop stalking me, to stop waiting for me to do the littlest wrong thing to make into a massive thing that it never was. Just stop. I'm not famous. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not important. Okay? I'm just a person. Just stop being a bully. I'm trying to be as strong as I can. And my medication is helping, but it doesn't change the fact that I am suicidal. I don't want to die. Okay? I'm sorry if that's a foreign concept to you, but unfortunately, with people like me who are mentally ill, can be swayed by other people. And if you bully somebody to suicide, then you're a murderer. I don't want to die. I want to live, and I have been trying to find reasons to live. I can list off a couple of them. Like this little thing right here, this little fuzzy, soft little thing. This little fuzzy, soft little girl. Just leave me alone, please. If I've done nothing to you, do nothing to me. And don't steal my shit, because I am gonna call you out, because you stealing my shit is punching me in the face, and I'm gonna punch back. I'm going to expose you if you steal shit from me. That's just an automatic thing. Don't fucking steal. Okay? Fuck you. Don't steal. You think that if you go to a store and, like, steal a necklace or something that's okay, even if you don't get caught? You think that the security is, just mean, disgusting, and vile for punishing you for stealing? Do you think that robbing a bank is okay if you get away with it and you don't get arrested? Do you think that's okay? Because I sure don't. That's hard-earned money that people earn and put in their bank to save. Some people who barely have any money. They work hard to get that money, and somebody comes along and just steals it. Indeed. Yeah, I know. I'm mad too. When somebody works hard at something, and accomplishes something, and does something, you have no right to be lazy and take the shortcut and just take it from somebody. I can't believe I have to tell people that. It should be common sense. And that's why, overall, I'm not a disgusting, vile person. Because I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I don't do drugs. I don't drink alcohol. I don't, abuse people. I don't abuse my fiance. I don't hit him. I don't abuse my precious widow. You're on the table again? No matter how annoying my little brats can be, I would never, ever hurt them or negatively discipline them. I love you, you brat. Yeah, you're not supposed to be up there. I understand. I know. I know that I'm talking to somebody else other than you. I know you can't handle that. She does the same thing when Michael's on the phone with, like, his parents or his brother. So yeah, this is about an hour long. I didn't mean that, but gotta empty the bottle. So, I don't know. I hope my haters have listened to at least some of this, if not all of it. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. But then I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because they're obsessed with me and stalk me and want to, take anything I say and twist it around. People have been doing that a lot lately. If I do not say that I'm doing something, I'm not doing it. Okay? It's not that hard. It's not that hard to understand. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. If you don't fucking like it, then you can just go away. I don't remember when I came up with that, but I'm not gonna hide stuff. I'm not gonna say something where people have to read between the lines. There is no assumptions with me. Okay? And I don't understand how people can't take my word for it. I don't think my brain works that way. So, you're being a troublemaker. You need to go take your nap. I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to cry yesterday, and I didn't want to cry today. And I'm only making this video because when I went to the bathroom earlier, I just started crying. And I realized that this has got to be said. And it makes me want to give up on everything. If you've listened this far and you're a fan of mine, let's go a little off topic here. A little on topic for the muffins thing. I did figure out the difference between private and unlisted. And the best course of action for me would be to mark the videos as private and give certain people links. it's gonna be kind of difficult to figure out which people need the links, especially if I don't know if somebody who can't have it is disguised under a different screen name or something. But I will figure it out. Again, this is a long time coming. I'm still burnt out. I'm not having my editor edit Final Crusade because that's the one that I'm recording every single step to making my narrations. They are currently editing Sting, and because this person is doing it for free, and I am greatly appreciated, and there's not much I can do to say thanks, they're not given a deadline. I make sure to tell them, don't stress, take as long as you need. Recently they had technical difficulties, and I said, no problem, trust me. Trust me, I know what it's like. I had an entire hard drive fry, and I lost everything. That was when I was a teenager. Oh my god. I was so fucking pissed. So, if my editor is listening to this, I've already told you this in an email, I more than appreciate what you're doing for me. The fact that you are editing these and taking a load of work off of my shoulders. It's amazing. You're a wonderful person. You're generous, and that's why I'm never going to give you a deadline. Like, even after I'm done with Final Crusade and I post it, I'm not going to give you a deadline. It doesn't matter how long it takes. And my fans need to also respect that this person is working. Just because I'm not doing it doesn't mean that it's not still work. So you need to be patient with both me and my editor. So just be thankful that I managed to find somebody willing to do this for free. So I'm thankful. You guys need to be thankful too. It is something that took a huge load off my shoulders. My decision, like I said on Twitter, I said I felt like that I could breathe again, and that took a lot of weight off me. And it really sucks when people start harassing me again, because I felt so clear. I felt so light. I felt like a little heavy, fat lump of a person was sitting on my shoulders and had just been lifted off. It felt so wonderful to have that stress taken off of me. And my stress levels are so high all the time. I don't need any more stressors. The fact that I can't get to sleep, even with medication, takes me forever to get to sleep, and then I have nightmares. Last night I had a nightmare where I found Michael's severed head in my backpack, and people thought that I did it, and it was this little girl who pretended to... I could get into it, but I'm not going to. And my dreams are realistic. Like, photorealistic. Like, they are happening. And when I wake up, I'm like, this is the real world. This is the real world, right? Sometimes I ask Michael, is that really you, or am I actually awake? It's fucking ridiculous. I love you, you fussy bitch. I love you so much. You're so cute. You're so soft. Anyway, so, yeah.